All right, Chris, what's going on, brother? Hey, man, I'm excited to have you on. Before we dive into everything, if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm an account executive and I work in the SaaS space. I work actually with Auth0, so we sell cybersecurity software more specifically for authentication and authorization.
Awesome, brother. I love it, man. So, before you joined my program, what was the challenge or problem you were running into before we started working together?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Honestly, when I first, joined this program, when I was looking at it, I was on the fence with sales. I was like, I did well in my sales career previously, but jumping into the SaaS space, selling technology, it was completely foreign to me, and I was struggling. I was having a hard time. I wasn't hitting quota. I wasn't getting any deals in at the beginning of the month, and I told myself, hey, if I can't get, X amount of deals, before, the end of the first quarter, I'm out. I'm done. I'm gonna go find a new, like, I need to feel validated in my job, and
Yeah.
I wasn't getting that validation in my current role. So I needed to change something.
Yeah, man. And that's what's crazy is like, I think a lot of people probably feel the same way. They're kind of at the end. They're like, should I stay in sales? Should I go to customer success? Should I go to marketing? But like I knew when we spoke, I knew the potential was there. We just need to tap into it, right? So, for you, when you chose to, join my program, start working with me, why did you choose my program specifically over any other program?
Well, I'm part of it was the sheer amount of like testimonials. That
I know,
I
I know. Yeah,
I think that helped out. Did a little Google search on
yeah,
you.
yeah.
On top of that, the persistence. I mean, looking at some of the what you were sending to me via email and reading that and how it resonated. I was like, okay, this guy knows what's up. It doesn't hurt to take a phone call, see what's going on, see if there's actually a good fit here. So I was like, what do I have to lose, right? I'm not doing whatever I'm doing right now is not working.
That is that is so awesome. I always love that when people are like, yeah, you basically just did what I'm trying to do to other people. I'm like, yeah, I know. I,
Yep.
I, that's exactly it. So now for you, once you got in the program, you know, for you, which parts of the program really helped you get the most results? Why was it so effective for you?
So part of it, beginning off was like, just, preparation and having that bulletproof mindset really made a huge difference for me. I thought about it and I started thinking about like my sales journey and where I was at. And I was like, I'm never gonna, how do I get to my destination if I don't know where I'm going?
Yeah,
And you really kind of laid out like how, like, you first off, you need to figure out where you're going, because otherwise you're never going to arrive at where you want to be. So from there, being able to take that and apply that to a my personal life, and then b my professional life has really changed everything for the better.
awesome, man. I love that. It's always I love it because you're not alone. Where a lot of people, it's like, yeah, it's funny. They walk like, I want to book more appointments. I want to close more deals. And then when they get the mental mindset shift, like, oh, that's what I really need to begin with. Is the first that mindset shift to become the better version of yourself. So, for you, how long did it take for you to see any type of results? Like how long did it take for you to really earn back your initial investment?
So it took me less than 30 days to get back my initial investment. And that's just purely because, again, honestly, it was from the, group calls that you have every Wednesday. Listen to some of those and really some of the questions people are asking. And I was like, well, I get asked these questions in my calls all the time too. So how do I respond to these? And then hearing kind of like, hey, here's how you get the decision maker involved, right? Remember there's one question where, um, you know, you were asking, someone was asking, so this is the person that's in charge of the project, and this person, they're not the decision maker, but they're going to relay the information to the other person. And you were saying, well, how do they know what the other person values? Did you ask that client, like, do they really know what their manager really cares about? Because everyone has different preferences and what they care about, and being able to loop in people, finding strategic ways to get people involved earlier in the sales process to help increase your win rate. That was something I took in and started applying immediately. how I start, how you ask your questions and selling value, putting together how many at bats I need to get to. I mean, there's really, it's just, if you hit the ground running with this program, you're going to be successful.
Oh, I love that, man. I appreciate that. So, as a result of just really implementing the program, what were some of your proudest outcomes across the board?
I think my proudest outcome across the board was really just second month in, hitting all cylinders and hitting my KPIs for the first time ever, since I've been in sales, and then realizing like, oh wow, I'm a top performer now. I'm doing the best on. I went from doing the worst on the team to doing the best on the team just within like 2 months. So
Oh,
like,
amazing.
so I think that right there was like probably, one of the most impactful moments for me.
Man, I'm so proud of you, man. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm a firm believer we all have greatness inside, just like you, and you took the action from the bottom to the top in a couple months. I mean, that's freaking amazing. So when you think about just overall, obviously we heard about sales results and everything else. How has your life changed as a result of some of these outcomes you're achieving?
So I have a lot less stress. I mean, I still
Yeah,
have stress. Don't mind you. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to
totally.
completely go away.
It never goes away, man.
I wish it did. I thought,
Yeah,
this isn't a magic pill that like fix
right,
everything, but
right.
it definitely it fixed my sales career. It
Yeah.
made it where I do have a path forward in sales, not only just to be comfortable, but to excel and overachieve where I thought I could, overachieve wherever I thought I was going to be at this point in time. Because for me, just to be where I'm at right now is just I'm just ecstatic to be in my current shoes, thanks to this program. So, and really, it's just it's my effort as well as being able
Yes.
to, like, again, listening to your advice and just taking those small baby steps. Which it's crazy how simple those steps are, and some of them, like you said, it's common sense, but really just implementing them.
Sometimes common sense is not so common, and at the end of the day, programs like mine, they don't mean anything without great clients like you who are actually showing up and you're executing it and you're just trying your best, not perfection, but just doing your best, and I appreciate that. So, what do you think you'd be right now if you hadn't taken action to join the program?
Right now, I honestly think that I would probably be working more or less in like a account manager role in my current company, or I'd be working somewhere else. I would have.
Yeah.
I mean, uh, my girlfriend was surprised. Like she recognized that like if I didn't close, if I wasn't successful with this program, um, I might have been completely out of sales, maybe working something in marketing. I mean, I could have been anywhere right now, but I wouldn't be as successful as I am right now. That much I do know.
Yeah, man. How has it impacted your girlfriend? Just seeing your transformation.
She's very very impressed with how everything worked out. She was very very skeptical at first that
Totally.
that there was any, and then when I told her like, oh, here's what I'm going to do, she's like, well, that's not like too different than what you already do, and she doesn't really understand. It took her a while to really understand. How making these small tweaks and changes to my process would overall lead to those incremental changes
That's right.
at the end of the day, add up to be a big change where now I'm closing these deals sooner and faster and larger deals now than where I was at before. And she's really happy with it because now we can take vacations now without stress. And so I think that's the number one thing for her. It's like, oh, now we can go on this October vacation without you freaking out
Nice.
about like, oh no, I can't take a vacation because I'm so far behind in my sales goal and quota. I mean, that's not no longer a stressor.
I love that, man. That's freaking amazing. So if there was someone that's watching this that was maybe a little bit on the fence about joining the program, what would you say to them?
What I would say to them is honestly, what do you really have to lose except for your future, earnings potential? Like honestly, um, I think that if you're gonna, it is a risk, and no doubt about it. But from what I've seen and what I've experienced, it's well worth the risk, and your future self can't afford not to take advantage of this opportunity.
I love it. If you don't mind sharing, what type of like ROI or like percentage of ROI have you seen, if you know off the top of your head, since you joined the program?
Well, off the top of my head, if I were to go ROI and how many deals I've closed now compared to how many deals I was closing, I would say at least like a maybe probably like 1,000% ROI or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
I
I
love
feel
it.
like
I love it. I love it. I'm not good at mental math. I think that's pretty impressive.
yeah,
So I get
I
a little
do
bit.
know that I'm closing double or triple the deals I was closing before. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. And about how many deals are you closing on average now per month?
I'm closing at least 2 deals a month, sometimes three or four. So
Beautiful.
and then so that right there, and before I was in this program, I had closed, I think, 2 deals a quarter in the previous quarter, maybe 3 deals
Yeah.
that previous quarter. So it was like two
Wild.
deals to 3 deals a quarter to at least 2 or 3 deals a month.
That's wild, man. That's and your deal sizes aren't like tiny, so that's pretty awesome.
No,
So
nope. I've already, like, for instance, this month, I've already closed 2 deals within the first week of August.
crushing it, right? I freaking love that. So, sometimes it's funny when I'm talking to someone, they're thinking about potentially, working with me or joining my program, but they're like, oh, I'm struggling or I'm not making the money I want. What would you say to someone who maybe didn't believe they had the money to invest to begin with?
I mean, I didn't believe I had the money to invest to begin with. That's what I would say to the first off.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, I understand that, if you look at it this way, think to yourself, how many deals do I need to get, or how many, what do I need to do to make up my opportunity cost? For me, it required me to make, two sizable deals, and I got those two sizable deals within the first 30 days. So I think, taking a very measured approach, thinking like, hey, and then you realize how attainable that is. And if you look at what you're able to do with Marcus and what he's able to accomplish for his clients, you'll far surpass the, making your money back. You'll definitely get, great returns. And again, I've only been with the program for less than 6 months, and I've already seen a
Right,
1,000% ROI. So
right. I love it, man. I love it, man. Now, I appreciate you, man. Anything else you want to share? Aside from what we already mentioned so far.
Um, I mean, no, again, I think that you have really, I mean, what the only thing you have to lose is, like, again, your future potential and earnings, like, by not taking advantage of this program right now. You'll be, I mean, again, I know it sounds like corny, and I don't really know how to put it, because, like, it's a little unreal to see, like, the kind of results I got, and it sounds like, catchy and whatever, but it's true. And I think, if you want to reach out to me personally and ask me how I've done it and how successful I was, feel free to do it, because honestly, like, Marcus is the real deal.
Awesome, brother. Well, I tell you what, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate your hard work, your tenacity, your execution on the program. Because, like I mentioned, programs like mine, they only exist when we have great people like you who are executing. So, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Keep up the great work. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it, Marcus.